Hi. Sorry, we'll start again there because I had a claggy mouthful of shortbread there. That's going in the intro. Hi, I'm Iain. He's Olly.
Hi.
We're both chaps. No, sorry, guys. We're chatting about movie nights. It's a Guys on Film podcast.
It's movie night. Oh, what a night.
Very good. That is actually pre-prepared by the sounds of it.
I mean, when you say pre-prepared, I mean...
You had a little think about it beforehand.
Yeah, like 5 minutes ago. But that, I mean, would you still say that's pre-preparing? Or
yeah, because any more pre-preparing on that would be quite worrying.
Yeah.
To spend too much time on your intro response. Shall we change the name of the podcast to Chaps on Film? Quick vote, yes or no?
No.
Okay, so that's a no. Okay, on today's episode, we've got movie nights as our 4X deep dive.
That's right. So movie nights with your mates or your lads or your lasses. With your family. Is it a date night? That kind of thing. And how do you do it? What shouldn't you do?
And we've got live audio footage. We've got live audio reports from a real movie night that was held that we attended. So look forward to that. Okay. The other thing is, I think that the the immediate name call and response quiz that you did at the end of last month was very funny and people liked it. So stay tuned because that's at the very end of the podcast.
How do you know that people liked it?
I was told by at least one person.
So when you say people, you mean person?
That was liked by one person.
Okay.
If you're that person, you know where it will be in this podcast.
So you're going to have to get through at least 54 minutes of us to get to that potentially 25-second bit.
Oh, it's a high intensity, high quality 25 seconds though, so it's worth
Iain,
it.
well, I reckon people are going to really enjoy Seggy 1. It's called...
Because that's also a quiz.
It's called Snack or Not. So let's find out what that is now.
Guys on Film. Yeah, but guys, we'll talk about film. It's the Guys on Film podcast for real. You know what guys talk about film. It's the Guys on Film podcast for real.
Iain, do you want a quiz?
Yeah.
You're locked into the quiz. You are locked into the quiz. Okay, so this one's called Snack or Not. So I'm going to give you the name of something that might be a snack, but it might not be a snack. I'm going to give you a choice of two things, what it could be, and then you're going to give me
what it could be.
Yeah. So look, I just say we get this show on the road. I think it's going to be pretty self-explanatory once we get into it, unlike my ability to talk. I think the first one's really easy, and I have tested this one on Mandy, the Seggy one, and she verified it as good. So if any issues, then please respond to her and not me.
For new listeners, that's girlfriend of the podcast, Mandy.
Yeah. One of the girlfriends of the...
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, right, so first up, this is an easy one.
Okay.
Plop. Is it a chocolate bar or a soluble laxative?
Sorry, what was the name?
Plop. P-L-O-P-P. Plop. Is it a chocolate bar or a soluble laxative?
I mean, you've got to think that that's a soluble laxative, but
I mean,
I may be wrong.
You've got to.
Okay.
What do you mean you've got to think?
I mean, I'm going to think that in a I'm giving you an answer way.
Okay, so you're saying Plop is a soluble laxative.
Yeah.
Incorrect. Plop is actually a chocolate bar, originally introduced in 1949.
Now I've looked it up, it actually looks familiar. It's one of the ones that you see when you go on holiday, isn't it?
And when you go down the world food aisle of Tesco's.
Yeah.
I'd say it looks quite good. Would you have it?
Yeah. It turns out I think it's Swedish. Plop. Plop.
Would you have a plop?
I'd absolutely have a plop. I might have a few.
Okay. Okay. So far, nil point. How are you doing at home?
No problem.
Ah, nice one.
Oh, lucky. I mean, join the team.
Join the team. Okay, number 2. Mork. M-O-R-K. Mork. Is it plain unflavoured crisps or a Norwegian black metal band?
Mork.
M-O-R-K. Are they plain unflavoured crisps? So no salt, no nothing. Or is it a Norwegian black metal band?
I'm going to go with the black metal band.
You're right, you're dead right. I mean, but it doesn't really sound like... I mean, because originally you're going to think Mork and Mindy, right?
Well, that's what I did think to begin with, but then you didn't give Mork, the character, as a possible answer. So, Ollie, it was relatively easy for me to work out that that's not what you were talking about.
Well, I mean, I guess my thinking is that maybe Mork and Mindy wasn't a big deal in Norway.
Or maybe it was, and that's why they called their metal band that. They thought it was astral.
Maybe we want to look into it, like the albums are called things like Nanu Nanu.
That would be amazing if it was, to be honest. But
okay, so anyway, look,
that's
you got
1 point
that one
for me.
That's 1 point out of a possible 2. How are you doing at home? Ah, fantastic. Full house.
Sitting at 50%. Pretty good. Oh.
You've got to be Mr. Negative for the audience. You've got to be the one that's, responding to them.
That's too bad. Ooh, yeah.
Okay, question number 3. Prince Polo. Is it a chocolate bar or is it a limited edition run of the VW Polo? The Prince Polo.
I'm going to say it's the VW. If it were Prince's Polos, then I'd maybe think that it was like because of the manufacturer. I think Prince's are the ones that make Turkish Delight.
And tuna. No, Turkish Delight is made by Fry's.
Fry's.
I think it's Fry's or it might even be Cadbury, mate. But anyway, Prince Polo is a Polish chocolate bar.
Oh.
It kind of looks like a Time Out, if that makes any sense to you. It's like it's a kind of multi-layered wafer / chocolate affair. So that's out of a possible 3, you've got 1 point. How'd you do at home? Fantastic.
Ooh. Join the club.
Okay, number 4, Roger. Is it a chocolate bar, again, or is it a fruit that tastes like melon but looks like a pear?
A Roger is a fruit that looks like a melon.
Tastes like a melon and looks like a pear.
What was the other option? It's because both of those are snacks.
It's like a chocolate. It's like a chocolate bar, mate.
Yeah, but I mean, a fruit's a snack as well. Ooh, I've got you here. Either way, I get.
Oh, he's got me on a technicalities.
Thought it was snack or not snack or snack. Okay, I'm going to go with chocolate bar because I find it absurd that it would be.
You are correct. Roger is a chocolate bar.
Okay.
It's Roger Tastino toffee with milk chocolate, and it also looks like a little bit like a Prince Polo. So it's your chocolate on the outside, and then it's got layers of kind of wafer, and then sort of like mortar, I suppose, between the wafer layers. Like some kind of nutty mortar to hold the wafer together. Okay. So well done, you got 1. So out of a possible 4, you've got 2.
You should never go into confectionery copywriting.
No.
Well, I don't know. I guess it's a bit like a mortar, really.
Okay. So, Gully Boy, Gully boy. Is it a boy-shaped lollipop or is it a Bollywood movie? This is tricky.
So can you describe a bit more about what this boy-shaped lollipop would look like?
Like if Jelly Babies had grown up a bit, got to about 8 or 9.
Okay.
You got a bit of a side parting, wearing a shirt, trousers, all that kind of business. Shoes, and the lollipop is going up between the legs, and it stops somewhere just before the head, so it doesn't pop out the brain or anything, and comes in various flavours.
I'm not finding that very convincing. I don't know about the film, but I'm going to say it's a film.
You're correct. Gully Boy is a 2019 Bollywood movie.
Okay.
So well done. Out of a possible 5, you're doing really well with 3. How are you doing at home? Fantastic.
Ooh,
better than Iain.
Unlucky. Catch up.
Question number 6. Crunky Ball Nude. Is it a chocolate bar? Or is it a sport that's exclusively live streamed on Pornhub?
Can you please restate the question and possible answers?
That's Crunky Ball Nude. Is it a chocolate bar, or is it a sport that's live streamed exclusively on Pornhub?
Okay, so that definitely stinks of the type of thing I do when I come up with these quizzes, which is I look at the answer of something that I want to confuse you with and then just come up with the most obvious thing it would alternatively be. So
I mean, that's what I'm doing with all of them, right? Apart from the melon that the pear that tastes like melon. Yeah, I really want one.
But the
really want one now.
Really want one of these obscene made up things. Yeah, but like I said, this one stinks of that.
but does it stink? Does it stink so much?
It must be true. No, it doesn't. I'm going to go with Crunky Ball Nude as being some sort of confectionery.
It is a confectionery. They are Crunky Balls, and they are from Japan. So you may have even seen them yourself.
No, I don't think I have. Shall I look them up? Crunky Ball.
Yeah.
I assume the nude is... Oh. No, I didn't see those. I didn't want to type the word nude.
Confirmed that they exist anyway.
Okay, that's confirmed.
Okay, so that's 4. So there's a couple more to go. We'll whiz through these now. Every burger.
That's me got 4 out of a possible 6, right?
Yeah. Okay, every burger. Are they cookies, or is it a restaurant serving burgers made from 52 different species? Every burger.
Every burger.
Yeah.
It's a cookie.
You know this?
No, I'm going to say it's a cookie.
Okay. Again, did you see these in Japan? You are correct. These are Japanese little cookies that look like burgers.
No, but you did a real tell, because you could have just said burger chain, but you went as far as to say serving multiple types, and that was just too obvious for the every bit.
Was it too much information?
Yeah, you should have just kind of kept me guessing more. 5 out of possible 7.
Come and go. KUM and go.
Is that what you do in your shed?
Fondant-filled chocolate balls, or a US convenience store chain?
I was going to say fondant balls.
Come and go.
Can you say come with any more emphasis in it?
KUM. That's why you've got it. That's why you've got to emphasise it, because it's got a hard K. So you can't just go come and go. It's come and go.
I'm gonna say fondant balls.
Incorrect. Weirdly, it is a US convenience store chain.
I thought come and go was a little bit too similar to like Quickie Mart or something like that. In and out.
Okay,
burger.
final one now. Lee's Scottish tablet. Is it a fudge or a popular brand of Scottish Android-based tablet?
It's not a fudge.
Just shit.
It's not a fudge either. It's tablet. It's a different thing. It's just basically melted sugar that they've allowed to harden. I'll say it's a fudge, but it's a confectionery.
What is it? You are correct, but what is it? What actually is it?
Well, let's just do tablet versus fudge, and I'll tell you the differences. There's tablet is usually made from sugar, condensed milk, and butter, which is boiled to.
That's fudge, mate. That's fudge.
Tablet differs from fudge in that it is brittle, grainy texture, where fudge is much softer. Fucking told you.
Look, we're splitting hairs here, mate. That sounds like fudge.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Out of a possible 9. Hey, look, I think you did really well. How did you do at home? Oh, fantastic.
Cool. I'm very happy with that.
Wow.
LifeScore. How are you? LifeScore.
I'm fine, thank you.
LifeScore. Out of 10. LifeScore.
Probably like a 4. LifeScore. Hit me.
Am I to go first?
Yeah. You are to go first.
So, there's been a lot going on. I think I mentioned it in the last podcast, but I've moved house, and this is after months and months and podcast after podcast where I would say, I'm thinking of moving house, and now it's ultimately happened. The big
You've
move
finally gone
took
and bloody
place.
done it.
And it was pretty painless, to be honest. We got most of the stuff moved in one day.
Yeah. Did you have a van or did you carry it round?
We got a van.
Okay. Did you drive it?
No, we got 2 people to come and help as well. Brilliant.
Were they people you paid, or were they friends that you could just ply with, crunky balls and
Rogers.
beers? Yeah.
No, they were paid, but I wish I had paid in confectionery. No, to be honest, it wasn't actually that expensive. It was okay. It was pretty good. I actually gave them a little tip because they were, pretty good. They were great chaps.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty happy with it. We're in an area where there's an Empire cinema, which has got a lot of stuff on, and I may go and see Us tonight. It's also got a cinema called Mirth, Marvel and Maud, which is like a sort of renovated old building from 1906, I think, which Hitchcock used to allegedly frequent, like go along, have a drink, hang out, that sort of thing.
Get wrecked.
Not eat eggs, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty happy with the area. It's really good, and we've got a whole house without flatmates now.
So you can just do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, and it's for the same price that we had before, so it's great. Pretty good. I've also been. I went to a DSLR course this week. That's probably a thing that took my life score down a little. It was pretty educational in some ways, but then there's basically, like, walked in and there was a printout on the table. Yeah. On that printout, there were some pros of DSLR filmmaking and then some cons of DSLR filmmaking. In the 5 minutes before it began, I read through those and then kind of patiently waited for it to start. And then the whole first hour and 10 minutes was the person going through those pros and cons that I'd already finished reading in 5 minutes.
But were they? Did they need any elaboration?
No, not at all. Especially because everyone that was there already had a DSLR and was like just basically looking for tips on how best to use it.
Right.
So
dragging it out. Would you say that they were dragging it out?
Yeah. Well, the other thing was it was after work on Thursday, I believe.
Yeah, because we were gonna record on a Thursday, right?
Yeah. So it started at 6:30 and went on till 9, and it really could have probably finished at like 8:30 even. But the second half of it was pretty good. He redeemed himself with his second half factual stuff. Just a quick
no extra lists or printouts.
No, afraid not. Pretty much what you see is what you get on the printout front. The films that I've been watching. So I watched Life this month, which has just come on Netflix recently. I remember you went to the cinema to see it, and you were like, "Yeah, I mean, it's all right, but it's ultimately Alien." I thought it was.
I remember enjoying the very, very bleak AF ending.
Oh yeah, the ending is the best bit, I would say. As usual, though, Deadpool ruined it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I watched Ghost in the Shell, which was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It got a lot of flack, and I finally watched that, and I thought it was pretty decent. What did you think of that? Do you remember watching it? Or
I've not seen it yet, but I've been recommended it by people saying exactly what you've just said. It's better than better than you expect it's going to be. So yeah, I'll watch it. I
think there's a lot. I mean, almost every big budget sort of action movie looks like visually amazing at this point now. So it's like hard to differentiate one from another, really, for the big budget look and style and stuff like that. But this really does look pretty amazing. I would say like the visual style has been well thought through, and there's loads of like really surprising and stunning shots in it.
Wow.
So yeah, and also that kind of got lost in a lot of the reviews. There was just people kind of griping about the racial miscasting of the main character.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was still worth in those reviews to call out the fact that like all the lighting and effects departments and costume departments have done a really good job with the film because it looks awesome.
Yeah, cool.
I watched The Dirt, which is the Motley Crue movie. Now I mentioned this to you, and I told you I thought
WhatsApped me and said it was dirt.
It was absolute garbage. And you seemed disappointed because you were looking forward to watching that. So
I mean, but I've heard off other people that it was okay. Some people love it. Some people are impartial, like, you know, whatever. And some people think it's absolute garbaggio. So I think that means that I have to watch it.
Okay. It's one of those chewing gum like easy watches. Like I kind of didn't mind watching it to pass the time, but like from any
chewing
sort of
gum.
Yeah, chewing gum for the mind.
You mean bubble gum?
What? Bubble
gum. Yeah, like bubble gum.
It's one of those ones that like you can pass the time with, but if you apply any critical, I don't know, if you take any sort of critical eye to it, it's just rubbish. So
okay.
Yeah, pretty empty, hollow. The other thing, not a film, but I watched Afterlife, the new Ricky Gervais
I
series.
saw that as well. Yeah,
I really liked it. Cried about 10 times.
Fucking hell, really?
Yeah, fucking hell.
I didn't cry, but I thought it was good. I thought there was a few moments that I was like, he's basically playing Ricky Gervais, and I was sort of thinking, is he saying this is how we should all be, or is he saying this is how I am as Ricky Gervais? I'm nice. I'm a nice guy. And you know, but ultimately I did enjoy it, and it got better as it went on. Yeah, it was enjoyable.
Some parts I found to be pretty hilarious. There's some good gags in there.
Yeah, like the kind of continual gags of going around to someone's house who had like a really crap, you know, story. They were always nicely thought out, I thought.
Yeah, they were good.
Oh, cool. So, what would your life score be? All things considered, and I want you to consider everything.
I'm going to go in for, because the new house is so good, and you can probably hear tweeting birds behind me, I'm going to go in pretty high with this one and say a 9. Wow. Despite the DSLR course being a bit of a...
Right, so despite one bit of laminated paper, you're still at a 9.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
You're a brave man.
How are you?
I'm alright. So I just told you before we started the podcast that I've been doing some grafting in the garden. I built myself a patio, and it's good. There's a lot of work though. But what I would say, and here's the gripe that I've got with you. So I posted a picture on social media, which I know is a mistake, but you know, sometimes you just do. You're a bit bored and you go, look what I've been doing. I like it. And friend of the podcast, Ryan, made some kind of joke about that I'd left some kind of gaps. So I left about maybe just under a centimetre gap clearance between each flag, right? Each slab. And Ryan said, "Am I planning on growing some plants between the gaps in your slabs?" And you responded, "Ha ha 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 ha." Now, are you laughing because it was a humorous comment, or are you laughing at me leaving gaps?
The gaps.
Oh, you've lost a point because.
Because you couldn't not rise to it and come back saying they're down to check they fit and you need gaps to fill with paving sand. You don't have to have them touching.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, you basically grout between the slabs so that so that weeds don't grow through. And the funniest thing was, friend of the podcast Ryan posted a picture of his garden the following week, and there was loads of weeds growing between the cracks in his slabs. So I had the last laugh.
Did you though?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think at home? Ah, fantastic.
I mean, you said they were about a centimetre between the slabs, but it does look more like you could get like a sort of, don't know, a Twix bar in between them. No,
I initially was measuring the gaps with a CD case. But then when I went to put them down properly, I used a thin slab of timber, which was even thinner than the CD case. But look, it's very neat.
Timber.
It's very good. Move on from that. So I've adopted a new cat, which is good. They're all getting on. He's very lovely. I've been visiting a board game cafe for the last 3 or 4 weeks running. So I am now one of those people. I really enjoy it. I think I've been lost to nerddom.
Yeah, it's starting to get pretty heavy.
Pretty heavy. But yeah, it's quite good fun. Film-wise, I've been to see Captain Marvel.
Okay, how was that?
I enjoyed it. I didn't think in any way was it like politically heavy in the way that people have been kicking off about, right?
I'd know, like, even if people were saying it's politically heavy, it's almost definitely not.
No, and the thing is, it absolutely isn't. She basically just starts the film off like full powers, pretty much. You know, she just knows how to handle herself, because you're seeing Captain Marvel at a more advanced point in her life. But what they do is that they flash back to, you know, when she was, you know, just human, before the, you know, whatever MacGuffin happened to turn her into Captain Marvel.
There was that one bit that allowed them to jump past the origin story, which was the flashbacks. Yeah,
exactly. But it was good fun. Like the Samuel L. Jackson like de-aging was spot on. Thought that was really good. I just don't think it was like all this nonsense over Rotten Tomatoes and adding all the reviews before people had seen it was just stupid.
Okay.
It was just pathetic. I mean, did you hear about all that sort of deal?
No, I tend to try and stay away from it because it doesn't add anything to life.
No, it doesn't exactly, and that's the point. It was basically like the first Captain Marvel or the first Thor film. It was just a good sort of fun, you know, summer blockbuster. That's all it was. It literally didn't have any kind of like ultra feminism things in it at all. It was just, she was just a superhero. There was no mention of her being anything other than that, and it's just I just find all that sort of stuff takes away from, you know, from just going to see a film ultimately. And that's the exact same thing happened for Star Wars and Wonder Woman and all that kind of stuff, and it's just like, just get over it. Just stop.
Okay. What would you say your favourite bit was? The fact that the Samuel L. Jackson de-aging looked alright?
No, there was some really good fight and chase sequences that always had like an unexpected move or twist or some nice choreography that I appreciated. The effort went into not just having it, you know, people lamping each other. There was always some nice little twist on it that I thought that was cool. That was worthwhile. So probably that. It was just nice and well thought out. Okay. I've also seen Us, and I was going to go into it, but because you haven't seen it, I shall not.
Okay, shall we talk about that as a partial segment in the next podcast?
Yeah.
Shall we do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll open that in a new tab. But look, I'm fine. I'm all good. I'm going to join you in the heady heights of a 9.
Okay. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I just ask, have you bought your mum something for Mother's Day?
Yeah, I have.
This podcast will be going out on Mother's Day, so if you're listening to it and it's Mother's Day still and you haven't got your mum something, now's the last chance to redeem yourself. So don't say we don't help you.
Yeah, exactly. What have you bought your mum?
I got her some flowers, which are due to arrive tomorrow, and sent a card. Maybe that's arrived already, but hey, being early is not a crime.
And in the card, did you write something nice, or did you just write something fairly generic?
I don't know. Those are quite vague ends of the spectrum. I mean, I wasn't going in gushing, but I mean, I said what I meant, which was, love you, Mum.
Okay, fine.
I didn't spill my heart out.
No, okay.
I've got the daily phone call to do that in.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, how often do you phone your mum out of interest?
Daily.
Nah.
I don't know. At least once a week, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, how about you?
He's a good boy.
How about you?
Well, I mean, we live in the same sort of neighbourhood, so probably phone every couple of days and probably actual see once a week.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I live too far from my mum to do that, so yeah.
You do. Deep dive?
Let's do a deep dive.
Facts, data, I must have put a lot of effort into this one.
Information overload.
I think I'll probably double check that.
So, Iain, what is a movie night?
Well, actually, in this case, I have a written example of what a movie night is. This is from Wiki-how. Okay. Movie nights are an affordable, fun, and cozy way to have an enjoyable night at home with or without company.
Do you agree with that?
Don't always have to be cozy. They're not always enjoyable.
Yeah, true.
The with or without company, yeah. And affordable, yeah, I think so. So I'm about 50-50 on that description.
Okay, so they're not always fun and they're not always cozy?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Is that if, like, say for example, you've got a lot of people round and some of you have to sit on a dining room table chair or the floor?
Yeah, well, I mean, actually, just sitting on a seat doesn't always imply cozy, does it? Do you know what I mean?
It depends on the seat. I think a good sofa should provide comfort for hours.
Here's the thing. I would say that if I were to watch a movie with my girlfriend in our soft sort of PJ clothes on the sofa, maybe got a blanket out and some pillows and stuff, that'd be cozy. The way that we watch movies round at Pete's house, we were all fully clothed, probably still wearing our shoes.
Yeah,
and,
nice cover there.
No blankets, and we were just sort of all sitting properly at our sort of.
It sounds like less fun, doesn't it? That we all turned up and just wore our jeans and jumpers.
Yeah,
but at least Pete has the common sense to wear some kind of, hemp slacks that are very breathable.
Yeah, very. Anyway, so that's my definition, really, is...
I mean, the one thing that I would probably disagree with is the with or without company. I think for a real movie night, you need company. I think a movie night on your own is just watching movies at home on your own.
I guess so. It depends on how much preparation you put in, really. If you're like, oh, yeah, you know what? I'm going to have a big movie night. I know that's just literally calling it that, but I think like if you put some real preparation in,
preparation is key.
Then
preparation is the defining factor here for me.
You're doing is kind of you're defining how it's all going to go and setting it out in advance. It's almost like, okay, I'm curating myself a little program of stuff. So that would probably make a personal one a movie now, I think.
But if you're just like, I don't know what else to do, so I'm just going to put Netflix on and choose 2 films. Sorry, it's not a movie night. That's just watching films.
Isn't it? Next day, when you get to work and somebody says, "Oh, what were you up to last night?" You might say, "Oh, I had a bit of a movie night. Stuck on this. Have you seen it?"
Okay. So
can I just interject here? This is a real different subject matter from the deep dive, but I've been drawing some notes and just scribbling whilst we've been talking, and I wrote down lots of words like Mark, Roger, timeout, crunky ball nude. I've drawn some other things, but just as we got through that "what is a movie night" section, I realised that I'd been drawing a veiny penis.
Why?
I don't know. It just came out.
Okay.
So, fresh in that knowledge, we'll carry on with this deep dive.
Okay.
So, we've got how to do it from Wiki-how. They give us some explanations of a couple of different examples we can go through, and we can kind of work out if they know what they're doing. But we've also got these reports from our movie night. Shall we set the scene for what was happening at Pete's house? Friend of the podcast, Peter.
Yeah. So we'd all decided to congregate for a movie night because Pete's better half had gone away for the evening, and he was looking after the little one. So we all thought, let's go and have a movie night, and Pete was going to curate it. So I guess in my head the thing was we all get together, we get some snacks, we get a meal, a takeaway in, and then I leave the film choice up to the host.
Yeah.
And the theme, so we did actually theme it, which I think also makes for... That's a question, should you theme a movie night? I think yes. I think that is, if you're going to watch multiple films, why not set a theme? And our theme was conspiracies.
I think the operative word in your whole description of what went on there was, because you said Pete was going to curate our movie night.
True. So he was going to do it, but when we got round there, we all just kind of chipped in, and I mean, but we still stuck with the conspiracy vibe.
On account of the fact that he'd basically selected a bunch of like TV programs. Because he hates movies.
That's true. So should we go in and play the first bit now?
Yeah, go for it.
Silence on set, please. So it's been decided we're having a film night, a lads film night.
A lads and laugh film night.
3 men and a baby.
Yeah.
There we go. On to there. With Ian's here, Pete's here. So this episode is about the movie night, not just the lads' movie night. I mean, this should help you for all your movie nights.
And so we're at Pete's house, and he's the one who's curating the evening. What kind of thing have you done thus far to organise this movie night?
Well, I mean, I invited you round. Okay. I've had a long-standing subscription to Netflix. Other streaming services are available.
Does the long-standing nature of your subscription, does that mean you get perks?
Yeah. I mean, I can access nearly all of their film category almost anywhere I am with an internet connection. So,
I just mean that if somebody were to try and organise a film night tonight, they could subscribe there and then, right?
That's open. That's an option.
Actually, I think you're wrong. I think you have to have been a member for at least a year before you get some of their better content.
Okay, so just to describe some of the snacks we've got 2 flavours of crisp potato chip. We've got lightly salted tortilla chips, and we've got salt and vinegar, kind of like a kettle chip. We've got some drumstick.
It's a Co-op owned brand.
Co-op owned brand.
I'm pretty sure you don't need to tell me.
So there's a few dips there.
Style chip.
We've got some water. We've got some coffee.
I'm having coffee because I feel low energy.
Ian was moments away from slumber. We've got some sweets. We might pop out and get some popcorn.
Pop out.
Yes.
And we've watched some stuff. We're going to watch a film, and we've decided to watch a conspiracy documentary because we think that the film choice is important. You know, and when we're deciding on the film, it's like, what's good for a film night?
Pete's a conspiracy person. Pete, what's your... why do you like conspiracy things?
I just think they're unavoidable. And I think if we all just take a little bit of time, you'll probably realise everything's a conspiracy.
And what's your favourite conspiracy programme?
Well, it's actually a podcast, and it's the Guys on Film podcast. It's a conspiracy set up by
CIA.
FBI, my friend. FBI conspiracy to make people thoroughly disinterested in films. And it rallies against the Hollywood elite. Exactly.
Okay. So we're just about to crack on with our first film.
What's the name of this first one?
But we decided to watch a conspiracy one because, you know, we think it would be fun to discuss. And one of the other options is Hereditary, the horror film Hereditary. And I questioned Iain whether or not that one was a good one for a movie night. And Iain says...
It's a real crowd pleaser, and everybody in the cinema, when I saw it, really enjoyed it.
The thing is, with Hereditary, I don't like horror films, but that runs in the family.
I like it.
So after the conspiracy film that we're trying to find the name of, the options at the moment are Hereditary or Get Out.
Oh, well, no, I mean, that's one option. Are you telling me to leave?
No, I just mean I'm going to try and make my travel plans.
I was going to say, I think that was just when we were discussing, we just told you to get out.
So this one's called Unacknowledged.
It's an expose of the world's greatest secret.
So that's Aliens Area 51. So we're going to watch that now, and then we'll get back to you after.
Who says that that's the world's greatest secret?
Well, we're going to find out, aren't we?
Oh, okay. By the way, I saw Gillian Anderson the other night, so Aliens, innit? I mean...
You only saw... You didn't meet her. You said you kind of met her, but yeah. It transpires that meeting her was just making a face.
What I'm saying, though, is there must be aliens near that pub.
Right, we'll let you know what this documentary is like. Maybe we'll have a half-time break and see how it's going at half-time.
Okay, so that was the first bit. I've got no idea what just happened there, but we'll play another bit later.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone's excited to find out what happens next on our movie night.
Okay, so why don't we go and see what Wiki-how says? What's Wiki-how saying?
So, Wiki-how is saying how to prepare for a movie night, and then the description I already gave you. Movie nights are an affordable, fun and cosy way to have an enjoyable night at home with or without company. So, with method 1, if you're putting together a little recipe for a movie night, this is a movie night with the family. Choose a movie the whole family agrees on. Take some time to ask each family member attending what type of movie they like. Ask them if they have any suggestions for movies in that genre. When you've received everyone's responses, tally them together to see if there are similar or duplicate requests. Now, when you've received everyone's responses, sounds like a level of formal above what I think most families are willing to put together.
I think at this point you need to be in the boardroom with a shirt and tie on, with a whiteboard and some kind of printout with the pros and the cons.
I'll just send out a survey monkey, Mum. Yeah. Just give us responses when you get a chance. It's a bit weird, isn't it? You wouldn't be receiving responses. You just get together.
So actually, picking a movie is really difficult, and I think often the best thing to do is to let somebody, take ownership. I mean, if I have a movie night with my kids, it's very difficult to. I will literally watch anything just to make a decision. Because the amount of nights we've just been scrolling through Netflix and Amazon Prime, looking for something that they both agree on.
Ollie, can you?
And I think sometimes,
can you stop a sec?
Yeah. So we're about 10 minutes into the the documentary, and within
Unacknowledged.
Yeah, it's about aliens and UFOs. And the opening 60 seconds, there's the song "What a Wonderful World." Is that right?
Yeah.
And just footage of all the horrendous things that have gone on in the world. You know, people killing themselves, war, 9/11. You know, all that, and it's a weird way. It's a weird way to start. It's put me on.
Themselves, they were shot. I think it was from the LA riots.
Yeah,
but it's still full view of it. Headshot,
yeah,
not very cool.
And it feels weird to open. You know, you're going in for aliens, and you're getting.
But this is the point I think they're trying to make: is that this is serious stuff, and it should sit alongside Chinaman Square
and JFK
and a number of other big incidents,
the big hitters,
and you should treat it as seriously as that.
I'm treating it seriously. And the one thing that I would say is that your main protagonist, Dr. Greer, is buff. He's hella ripped.
Yeah. Would you say that undermines his scientific?
I mean, he's going to have to have spent a lot of time in the gym.
And not enough time in the fucking library.
Yeah.
One other thing I would say is that it's very cutty and choppy, and it's hard to know where to look.
Okay.
And the text that comes up on screen, like, it's not helping me know who people are. I mean, it's just distracting me.
That's just
the nature of the conspiracy.
No.
And also, that's a technicality. And also, we've opened the minstrels. So, we're about to get back on it now.
Okay, sorry, please carry on.
Yeah, so there's been times where we've been looking through Netflix and Amazon for films for absolutely ages, and swear down that I think sometimes the children just say no, they don't want to watch something because the other one has said yes. So I've got that to deal with. So I do think it is difficult. So often I will make the decision, and it will be a brutal decision, like we're watching this or nothing, or I'll start doing like some sort of doomsday clock countdown. You know, we've got to decide something. You know, like I can only do like something like I can only highlight 10 more movies. And we've got to choose one of those. So, you know, if I highlight another one, that's that choice been burnt. We've got to choose one. It becomes a real roulette.
Has there ever been resultant crying from this process?
No. But we've always chose some pretty good stuff. But look, all I will say is I've seen High School Musical and all of the Alvin and the Chipmunks films multiple times. Through this process, so I'm not saying it's that good. So the next one is find the ideal spot where you are going to watch the movie. There will need to be enough room for your entire family to sit comfortably. If necessary, you can bring in some beanbag chairs, lie down on a comfortable blanket, or just sit on the floor. A living room is the best place for this. Lie down on the floor, or sit down on the floor. No, give me the chair. So there we go. So make it comfy.
Yeah,
make a fort. Make a pillow fort.
I'm completely against this suggestion of just sit on the floor. I think it's all kinds of wrong. I mean, you're just going to be shuffling for 10 or 15 times through the course of the movie into like completely different positions.
Trying to take one arse cheek off the floor to relieve the pressure point, and then then you're digging in with your elbow on the floor, and that's starting to hurt. So basically by the end of the film, you're just going to be like aching all over.
Relieve the pressure point.
So provide plenty of pillows and blankets for all. I think that's fair.
Yeah, but the further. I mean, this is so... It sounds like a child, but provide plenty of pillows or blankets for all. Part of the fun of movie night is staying warm and cozy. Don't know about that. If it's a warm night, though, just provide cushions or pillows for leaning on. I think what you'll realise is that they removed the blankets there if it's warm. So that's a 2-sentence description of basically saying common sense.
Okay. Provide snacks for the occasion. If you're having the movie after dinner, have dessert during the movie. If it's later, have some snacks such as popcorn, candies, fresh fruit slices, or home-baked cookies. Try to keep it healthy and in small portions. It's only a snack after all. Fuck off. Get it all on the table. I don't know if I agree with this. This is like, this is telling me what to do. I think you should be able to have like a whole bag of Maltesers to yourself if you want.
I think the reason I find this hilarious is it's written in this childlike naivety sort of fashion. Try and keep it healthy and in small portions. It's only a snack after all. It's just like so. I don't know. I mean, the fact that there is a Wiki-how on how to do something that really muddling through. I mean, it only exists, to be honest, so that people like you and I can tear it apart. Is that not true?
So, what sort of snacks would you choose for a movie night, and would they differ if you were having one with a lady friend or the lads?
I don't think so. I don't really like having beers with a film at home. Like, I know I've said to you, when I go out to cinema, occasionally I'll like buy a beer, but I kind of think like even when we went to Pete's house, as you may pick up from our reports, I don't know if we talk about the snacks there, but we didn't bother with beers, really, did we?
No. I think I might have even had a can of pop, and we had tea. Loads of teas.
I think that kind of works for me pretty well. I would like to hear, obviously, from anyone listening who thinks that
alcohol is essential.
Drinking booze is important to the movie night, but I'm one who says it's not. So sorry, you said snacks. I was kind of moving into beverage zone there.
Okay.
Coming back out of beverage zone and into snack zone.
Like Sonic the Hedgehog going to a new level.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm quite into Revels. You know that. It's a good level of variety there. You get 4 or 5 different kinds. That's pretty cool. But then, I'm equally as happy to be munching along on some sort of tortilla chip that I can dip into a variety of sauces or, whatever else, salsas.
Funny you should say that. With the tortilla and dip, I've actually got some reviews here.
From Amazon, is it?
From Amazon. So this is the Doritos Chili Heatwave, and this is 5 stars. I'm very satisfied with the taste of the crisps. They are nice to eat. And someone says, nice 9. Just nice 9.
Okay.
And the final review is, really loves it. And I will purchase it again. And I wonder if that's maybe Gollum from Lord of the Rings or Jar Jar Binks.
Okay, it's good.
And no Dorito is complete without some salsa. So Doritos hot salsa, and this is a bad review. This is a 1-star review. I honestly can't get myself to like this dip. First time I ever tried it, and it just tasted bitter and not at all what I expected it to taste like. And I can just imagine the frustration of, I'm really trying to like this, but I can't. So I'm going to have to go on Amazon and tell people that I've really tried.
Yeah,
I want you to think that. Shot. Okay, I've honestly put the effort in, lads, but it's not happening.
Put in the graft.
And another couple for the hot salsa. It's great for a quick snack or meal for a passing friend.
Sorry, what?
Great for a quick snack or meal for a passing friend.
No, can you tell me what you think that means?
Well, I mean, if you're feeding them that sort of nourishment, then they may be passing away. But maybe a passing friend is someone who's coming in and like, I'm starving, but I've not got long. I've got like a few minutes, so not long enough for you to cook anything.
Let me drink that salsa.
Like, okay. Yeah, let me just neck that salsa.
I kind of thought of it as like, okay, so your friend's passed away. Let's have a get together and have a meal. Let's eat this salsa.
And finally, another 5-star review. Great dip, great flavour, good with Doritos triangle crisps. Someone there desperate to just, be British.
Yeah, that's good.
I ain't calling it tortillas.
Yeah.
Triangle crisps, mate.
No, triangle crisps. Okay. The next thing on Wiki-how is to make sure that ensure that everyone is aware of the starting time. Let family members know that the movie starts at X time, and that it will start without them if they're too late. I mean, this is it's a very business-like relationship that you're going to be having with your family if you follow these rules. Forewarning of a time gives everyone a chance to stop their other activities for the night.
I just imagine that that's people playing badminton and they haven't finished, but then we'll have to stop now. We haven't finished the game, or halfway through painting a fence.
Because that movie's going to start without them.
Yeah,
the train is running.
To the movie, it's conspiracy night round Pete's.
Yeah. Okay. There's another tip here. It says have a great movie night. I mean, they could have said that tip 1.
I mean, but this is for for the family, right? Snuggle around the TV together, put the movie on, and hush. It's time to start watching now. So I like that they're telling everyone to shut up, because that's number one.
It sounds like that guy who comes on before the Odeon films. It's time to start watching now. Shh.
Okay.
Okay. Could I potentially go through my 7 deadly sins of a movie night?
You sure can.
Okay, so deadly sins. Sin number 1: you haven't picked the movies. So you arrive round at the house, and then the first half hour is kind of what you said. The purgatory that you were talking about with your kids there, of just going back and forth, not sure. And in the best case, then you kind of put something on and hey, it's great. In the worst case, you put it on, and even when it's beginning, one member of the group knows that it's just going to be rubbish, but there's only so much battling that you want to do before you start losing friends.
And someone's like, oh, I've already seen it.
Yeah, and then throughout the whole film, they start just saying, oh, I like this bit.
Yeah. Oh, God, that's the worst.
Yeah. So things to consider when you're picking. Ratings, certainly, if you've got kids.
Yeah. And maybe Metacritic ratings as well.
Yeah. And also, I think a couple of other things that come to mind for me, depending on the people that you're watching the films with, attention span and level of attention are interesting as well. Because if a movie's going to take a long time to get going, then that's kind of something with the attention span. The level of attention as well is important, because if they have subtitles or anything else, that's going to demand a higher level of viewing. Do you agree?
What would you say my attention span's like as a movie watcher?
I reckon I don't think we've ever actually done this, but if I came round and we decided to stick something on, unless it was us rewatching something that we obviously both like Predator, then if it was new, I think we'd both sit and watch it pretty intently. Okay. I reckon.
So pretty good movie watchers then, that's what you're saying?
Yeah, I think so. So, deadly sin number 1, you haven't picked the movies. I think on our movie night with Pete, that was pretty much a sin. Sin number 1, true.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to put that all on Pete.
Yep.
You haven't picked up snacks and drinks. Sin number 2. So, again, we did this on our movie night, and we had to go back out to the shops to get more.
Yeah.
So, it's going to ruin it. We've already talked about how important they are to a movie night. If you've got none at all, then you're just delaying getting the movie started.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a bit of a pain. So, number 3, you haven't turned off the lights.
Well, we started watching. Yeah,
we were watching
it was fully lit. It was fully lit.
What's your policy on lights off for a movie night?
depends on the movie. If it's a horror or, you know, maybe even like a cinematic movie, then yeah, most of the lights off, preferably off. Romantic comedy or something funny, then, you know, subtle lighting, maybe a lamp is okay.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
But, you know, I wouldn't have the big light on.
I think we see eye to eye, or eye on that.
Okay. The big light shouldn't be on when you're watching a film. If you're only watching films with the big light on, maybe think about some other kind of lighting.
Yeah, that's fine. On the lights, I think we're completely agreed, really. You managed to call out a bunch of stuff that I think is totally true. Unless, of course, you're in your shed where it's permanently dark and no one can get out. You haven't agreed some basic rules. Now, this is sin number 4. Let's see if you agree. What's your policy on pausing the film? Is talking okay?
Fine. Pausing is completely fine.
Who's in control of that?
Anyone, but you have to request it. Or if you want to go to the toilet or have a cup of tea, then, you know, don't expect people to pause it, but ask. Or if you're not bothered, then just get up and go. Sometimes I like the freedom of just not pausing a film and just going, hey, I'm just gonna go and get a cup of tea and I'll be back in a minute. Just fill me in on what happened.
I think talking is only okay in films that everybody's already seen.
Yeah. Or if it's that sort of film that, you know, banter is okay.
You can talk, yeah, exactly,
and not miss anything.
Yeah. Okay, sin number 5. You're using it as a Netflix and chill scenario.
No, yeah, that's a wrong one, and that didn't happen with us, so that is not a sin good. That we. Yeah.
No, I don't think this is prying too much, but I mean, I think it's a fairly common thing for established couples to occasionally watch films from the vantage point of bed. Would that be fair to say, Oliver?
Yeah.
In my new house, there is no TV in the bedroom.
The disadvantage point of bed.
Yeah, well, I was recently on a little seminar thing that was provided in our work about getting better sleep, and one of their key points was to only use the bed for sleeping and sex. But that's because if you're watching TV or on your phone or whatever else, then it distracts and the blue light's bad for you and blah blah blah, but it also creates an association with like activities that can go on in there and then makes it harder to fall asleep, which is a bit poo.
Yeah.
So I would say avoid the Netflix and chill scenario. Okay, number 6, phones are on.
I don't think people should be looking at their phones. That annoys me.
Yeah, because,
you know, just don't look at it for 90 minutes.
It's a real passive.
I mean, if you're in my house,
move.
You're not watching a film longer than 90 minutes, so you know it's not a long time to wait.
It's a real passive aggressive move for somebody who's maybe not quite been able to get the film that they wanted to be on, and then they just sit there with something on and maybe watch their phone or something like that.
Yeah.
And then number 7, it's a marathon. There was a point in uni where I thought games and movie marathons were a great idea, and somehow this.
Did you ever do any?
Yeah, I once played all 3 Metal Gear Solid games, which were the only 3 that were out at the time, and they're all about 20 hours long.
And you did that in a day, right?
No, over the course of 3.
Okay.
But we didn't go to sleep for the first night, which was just horrific.
Yeah.
But it's this sort of like achievement, just like basically tenure watching the thing, playing the thing, I should say. I don't know, marathons are just a bit rubbish, really. Anything more than 2 back-to-back films, it's time to ask your friends to go home, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
So those are my deadly sins. Try and avoid them at all costs, or at least don't tally up like 3 or more of them.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it.
I agree. Yeah. Okay.
Cool. I've got a fun comment here from Wiki-how. So somebody asked the question, what should I wear for a school movie night outfit? A community member answered, are you a boy or girl? Either way, keep it chill. You don't want it to look like it took you an hour to get ready. Wear pants and a shirt and, if you want, some jewellery. A little makeup is okay too. And the best part of that is that 2 people voted that was helpful and 3 people voted that was not helpful.
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, I suppose you get to a certain age in life where, you kind of don't care that people sort of wonder if you've spent either 5 seconds or, 5 or
hours,
2 hours on getting ready, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it didn't ruin your movie night to know that I'd barely made any effort in my appearance.
I mean, actually, Ollie, I've been holding on to this for a couple of weeks, but it really did.
Just can't concentrate on this film.
I wish Ollie would just put a tiny bit more effort in. And my last point is just around, I saw an advertising poster in the Tube, and it's from a popular food delivery company. And it's got lots of these. They've all got different slogans on them, and they've all got these sort of like light trails of their delivery, I don't know, cars or I guess scooters or whatever going through the streets. And then they've all got a quote over the top of them. So this one said, somebody's name bringing home a jalfrezi to spice up movie night. And it just got me thinking, what's your stance on hot food for movie night? Now, we had hot food at Pete's, which was a vegan burger, which was actually like really, really good. He sold it quite hard as well, so I was surprised that it stuck to his expectations. But what do you think about specifically curry on a movie night?
I mean, I'd say no, because I don't want people to splash any on my sofa.
Okay. Yeah, and
pizza,
it's distractingly smelly as well.
Yeah, and that's what they say about you.
Oh, is it? Oh, wow, that is really mean, and I'll leave this podcast maybe 4 or 5 LifeScore points down. It's unlike you, Ollie. That's quite scathing.
No, they don't.
Oh, okay. Will you fall asleep after having jalfrezi or some other kind of curry? Yeah, probably. So, like, once the film's going, that amazing, like, carby and meaty meal will just send your eyelids to flatline. So yeah, I don't think it. Just Eat might think it's a great idea to spice up movie night, but I personally don't.
Okay. Well, you heard it here.
What else have you got, Ollie? I think we should wrap up, as you said.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's it. I think people now know how to have a movie night. We certainly do, and I might have one soon. So that's it. I've just got a little quiz for you. If you've waited this long, so here we are. I've got 5 names for you. I'm going to give you the first name.
Okay, I'm ready.
And you're going to tell me who it is, and it's going to be quick fire. Okay?
Are you ready at home?
Ian?
They're ready.
Are you willing and able to attempt this quiz?
Yes.
Peter.
Cater.
Incorrect.
Mullen.
Jackson.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Kate.
Beckinsale.
Blanchett. Edward.
Woodward.
Norton. Michelle.
Pfeiffer.
Williams. Michael.
Caine.
Bin.
Pronounce his name again.
Bean.
Bin.
Bean. You didn't get any right.
I know, but I came up with quite good ones quite fast, didn't I?
No, you did. Look, Ian, they were good ones, but they were wrong.
They were categorically good ones. They were just wrong ones.
Okay.
I brought up a load of wrong uns.
Yeah. So there we go.
it's the conclusion, or near the conclusion of the
confusion
of the
I think
movie night.
The brief was misinterpreted as sit around watch TV.
Yeah, so we haven't watched any films. We've watched a few TV programs. We've had some snacks and a burger.
Yes,
a vegan burger.
And it's been pretty good. Yeah,
we actually had more than one. We had one each.
Yeah, we had one
each. Confused that we may have shared.
Yeah. No. Yes.
Three men and a burger.
I don't think we've actually learned anything about movie nights whatsoever because we haven't watched a movie.
One thing I was thinking about was that because the film we picked was a documentary, it's okay to pause it, and we did pause it many times.
Yeah, so it was only 103 minutes, but it lasted about 3 hours.
Well, that's partly due to the conspiracy of it being published at 103 minutes. Its actual running time was 2 hours.
And what was your favourite bit of the documentary?
I think it was the multiple quotes from multiple presidents absolutely confirming the existence of aliens.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
That's his mind being blown.
No, that was the sound of a UFO taking off.
No, that's
a didgeridoo.
What was your favourite bit of the documentary, Iain?
When it ended.
You didn't like it, you said... You went, oh shit.
I think I was joking, though. I think they spent a long time confirming that presidents said things about knowing about aliens and then didn't make a point.
Do you now believe that, there's something being hidden from the general public, i.e. aliens?
I want to believe.
Pete, do you believe?
I would call it more a confirmation of my belief as opposed to a switcheroo.
There was one very good joke that you did, Pete, throughout the at one point where I laughed for a good 5 minutes. We were talking about a man whose name was Condon. And no, hold on. But we said his name was,
at this joke.
We all said his name was Condom, and Pete, you said he was very well protected.
Yes,
that was a good joke.
That was. It was a good joke. I understand that if you're listening to this now, it won't sound like a good joke, and you're probably sat there thinking, "There's no way that could ever be a good joke."
I guarantee you.
You're probably sitting there listening, thinking, "Is this entertainment?
Is this a conspiracy?"
Okay, well, if we missed anything on the movie night deep dive that you think is integral to making a movie night work, then you really need to let us know. And let me tell you how to do that. If you want to contact us on Facebook, you can go to facebook.com/guysonfilm, like us on there, follow us or whatever it is, and then send us a message. You can send it direct to us or post it on our wall with some funny meme or something like that. We're also on Instagram and Twitter @GOF Podcast, so you can do that. And we have a website, guysonfilm podcast. guysonfilm.co.uk. Almost got it right.
And finally, I've just got some good, exciting news for the viewers. So next month is going to be our very first Guys on Film pub quiz.
Wow!
So this will be a multi-round pub quiz themed effort. There'll be minimal banter, but so you can do this anywhere. All you'll need is like a notepad on your phone or a physical notepad. We'll be reading questions to you, movie based, multiple different rounds with themes, and you can have a go and you can attempt this on a train or in the car if you're the passenger. When you're out and about, you can do it at home. You can have it on the speakers and do it with a group of friends, right? So and then you'll let us know your scores and we'll see how you do.
Sounds perfect.
How does that sound?
That might be a movie-related thing that it's worth getting pints in for.
Okay, so look forward to that coming in a month's time. So just enough time for us to scrabble together some questions for you and the format and all that kind of stuff. But Iain, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a bit different. There's going to be no banter or real chatting because really need to just get into the quiz. But I think it'll be a fun one, and if people like it, then you never know, we might do it a bit more.
Wonderful. Yeah, sounds very good. Interaction.
Okay. So bye.
Bye.
Cool. Okay, great.